Today we're going to start work on the Gamble House living room armchair. The Gamble House living room armchair is a great project for any woodworker that's looking to move up from square or four-sided square objects, be it bookcases or small tables, to number one, a chair, and number two, angle joinery. The front legs are parallelograms. They're even hard to say sometimes. And they're angled at 12 degrees. So when you add up all four sides, you still get a 360-degree object. However, they are angled inward at 12 degrees. They meet rails for the sides and for the front that are also angled at 12 degrees, giving the chair a smaller profile in the back than it has in the front. There's also lots of other great features of this chair, and let's take a look at those. The first feature I want to point out in the chair is one of the first things you see straight away, which is the back. One of the heroes of this chair. This is a bent lamination. It looks like there are 4 different back slats here when there's actually only 3. There's the center back slat, which is one whole piece at the top, but moves into 2 pieces as we go down. And then the side slats. The side slats are 1/16 of an inch forward, or you can think of the center slat as set back 1/16 of an inch from the 2 side slats, giving us a slight curve to the back of the chair. The back also has these ebony bars. There are 2 bars on the bottom, and then there's 2 bars on the top. The 2 bars on the bottom have the same width and height. However, the 2 bars above it change width and height, and they get smaller as they move up, as you can see. Those move up into this beautiful crest rail, which is curved not only from front to back, but from side to side. And we'll be carving that out with a 4.5 inch angle grinder. It's connected to the legs using slip tenons. You'll see there's lots of ebony plugs up here, as well as other parts of the chair. We have the handle up here. The handle is routed in for a template, and there's lots of template routing in this chair. As you move up, you'll see that we have this other cloud lift pattern up here, not just in the handle, but also in the top of the crest rail. It's a beautiful piece. This chair we're looking at here, as far as the back is concerned, is a much more formal version of the chair. The version of the chair we'll be building today has a much greater angle to the back. This angle is roughly 6 degrees, and we'll be building a little bit more of a less formal chair, something closer towards a sitting chair at around 15 degrees. Let's take a look at some other parts of the chair. In the front rails, we have these carvings and the cloud lift pattern on the bottom. The cloud lift is routed in, and then between the router and a little bit of hand tool carving, we'll do these indents, which go all throughout all 4 rails at the top of the chair. More ebony pegs here. We have 3 sizes of ebony pegs we're dealing with. We have the 5/16, 1/4 inch, and then on the lower stretchers, we have 3/16 of an inch. As we rotate the chair and take a look at the side profile, we have by itself a gorgeous side profile. The lower rails and the upper rails with the cloud lift pattern provide this great design in the negative space in between. The lower rails have a stretcher that connects the 2 of them, and its tenon is angled to the mortises, and then it comes through the lower rail and then pillows just slightly outside of the mortise. A very nice little feature there. As we move up, you'll see in the side rails we have the cloud lift, and then along with the cloud lift, just like on the other side of the chair, we have a carving matching that cloud lift on both sides. As we move up from the leg and the front leg and the rear legs, of course we have ebony plugs here, 5/16 and a 1/4 inch plug, as well as a 1/4 inch plug down here. And then we have these 2/4 inch plugs here in the lower rail and in the arm, giving us a look into potentially what the joinery, or at least more so highlighting the joinery of the panel into the lower rail and the arm. As we take a look at the arm, you'll notice a few things. Number one, it's tapered flat here, or more so parallel here to the upper rail, and then it tapers back from this point of where we come down, and then we taper. It's a little round over right here. It's flat here, and then we round over. We have an indent here, and then we come back down. And as we come forward, we have this nice little carving, as well as what you can't see from this angle is the sides of the arm are slanted in slightly, and that helps create the space for this carving here. As we remove wood here and create a negative space, it helps provide the shape that we'll need for this carving here. On the top of the arm, there's 2 ebony plugs, and those highlight the joinery between the leg, front leg, and the arm. What you'll notice in the front leg, as the leg comes up, it tapers slightly into the arm. It's about 2/16 of an inch taper on all 4 sides. The arm, as it enters into the rear leg, does something very different than other Greene Greene chairs. Is it enters the rear leg in the center of the leg instead of entering the rear leg on the side. That's why we have the panel here. The panel here helps provide support for the weight that's put onto the arm. The rear leg is flared out from the front. So what I mean by that is like a pair of pants that are flared, the rear of the leg comes out farther and then angles inward before it starts coming back up. Let's turn the chair around and let's take a look at the back. The back of the chair, you can see that the ebony bars come all the way through, and as they come through, they exit, and we have this nice little chamfer on all 4 sides, in the back and in the front. What we'll be doing different in the chair that we'll build versus the chair that we're looking at here is we'll be doing some inlay work into these bars, reminiscent of the inlay on the original chair. Let's turn the chair back around. Another thing that we'll be doing together is we'll be working on this cushion. So once we got the chair done, we have the cleats installed, everything's been sanded, we put our finish on, we let that dry, we'll build the slip seat. I'll show you how to do the upholstery on it. It's a lot of fun, and by the end of the project, you'll be able to sit in your own beautiful Greene Greene Gamble House living room armchair.